Come and tell him, Mike, my wife's mad at me. You don't put my fights on TV, and I had all the kids watching. Well, Paea, this one's for you, baby. We put you on TV, and you're doing your thing, I see.
The old Island Warrior, and this one's scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. Ethan Andrews separates them and lets them restart again with a touch of the gloves.
And Paea's mad at me, too. We call him the Coconut Tree. His nickname's the Island Warrior, and we got to change that, Tim.
Yes, we do. You don't want to make him mad either. And I don't think that was much of a punch or a knockdown, just a slip, but we'll see how Ethan...
No,
well, maybe it was a punch.
It was the mystery punch. I didn't see it land, and I certainly didn't see, wow, he obviously had some effect on it. Did some damage to Travis White there.
Wow, and he's going to wave it off here.
Oh, my goodness. That's why I can't find you fights, Paea, because you keep knocking people out. TV at his house, apparently, making all those kids. But, you know, one of the toughest guys in this weight class, and he's afraid of his wife.
See that kind of impact from a punch from the Island Warrior here, but there's a little hug. And
Travis White would have none of that. He said, you know what, line me up another one with another one of those big Polynesians, and I'll show you what I got. Going up against Tevita Fetokia. Check it out.
As we mentioned, we haven't seen it in a while. I think it was SummerSlam the last time he stepped in. Paea Lapale.
Well, you know, he is no young pup, I'll tell you that. They're about the same age. Paea Lapale, though, if you've seen him fight twice, you didn't watch for very long because he keeps knocking people out in the first round. It's hard for me to find him opponents because he's so tough. That's why we haven't seen him in a while.
He is 5'11" and 210 pounds, and he, for his part, very anxious to get back in the round for the first time since SummerSlam of 2003.
I'm grateful that I have a match tonight. I've been waiting for so long, so I'm grateful that my opponent, what's his name, Travis, that he stepped up and gave me a match tonight. But first of all, I wanted to apologize to my wife that I let her know in the door that I'm fighting tonight. So she didn't know, but you know what? I want to let know my kids that I'm here just to representing them, you know. I have 8 kids at home. They're sitting at home and watching this, but I'm here to do the same thing, share my experience with everybody, and hope we have a good fight tonight. So,
Fresh Combat Camp brought to you by Mountain High Motorsports. The mystery punch. I think Travis White's got a glass shoulder because I didn't see it really land there.
Looked like it just glanced off the side of his head, and by then he was...
Travis, I'm not a cocky person, but I'm here just to share my experience with you, and I hope we just go out and have a good fight.
I'm gonna do my best, you know. All I gotta say, I don't talk trash. Let's just get in the ring and get these people what they paid to see. And all I gotta say is, you hear that whistle off in the distance, the train's coming.
His opponent tonight is a guy All right, both of these guys in this matchup have been away for a while. Travis White.
There was a lot of talk about that being a phantom punch.
Emphasize the point that he's a big family man. He said he's got 8 kids at home, so now you know why he's in such good physical shape.
Well, I don't think they have
respect after the fight. Let's see how this happened again as we look back in the early seconds of this fight. And there's that Michael Jordan lookalike.
You see her
trying to bail out, and Paea was hot in pursuit. But there's your victor. Tonight, the Island Warrior picks up another victory. Congratulations to Paea Lapale, and I'm sure the kids are happy at home. A bit longer, as you mentioned, Mike. We haven't seen him since the very first round of Ultimate Combat.
A funny story about Travis. I remember he was working at a 7-Eleven, and Sal Sanchez came in with a black eye, and he said, "How'd you get that?" He said, "Well, we're fighting in this new fighting show." And Travis said, "I got to get a part of that." So he came in around 1, didn't do so well. He lost the kickboxing match, then he lost an NHB match, then he said, "I'm going to go back and train a little bit and come back and try this thing."
He steps through the ropes at 6 feet, 215, and knows that most of the time he'll be fighting a younger fighter.
I'm getting old. I'm 33 years old, and I see all these young pups out here, and sometimes an old dog wants to get off the porch too. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen Paea fight twice. Paea hasn't seen me fight at all, so I kind of have him at a disadvantage. I'm really not going to get into strategy. I've got a plan. I'm going to stick to that fight plan, and hopefully it'll go my way, you know. I've been training, running, doing the road work, training at the Ultimate Combat Fighting Center and Ultimate Combat Training Center, excuse me, and so let's do it.
I just want to Well, I'm anxious to see the Crush Combat Cam. I really did not. Always fun to get the heavyweights in here, and this is the first time in a long time we've had 2 kickboxing matches to start a night.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often around here. Some of our kickboxers are starting to jump over into the NHB division, and others are just jumping out of the show. But these guys, I expect to see a good fight out of.
Here comes Tevita Fetokia. He's 5'11", 200 pounds, boxer / kickboxer, and goes by the name of, is that T or Ty?
Well, all I know is I think those teeth weigh about 15 of those 200 pounds.
Be tough to get through the metal detector at the airport, wouldn't it? Let's see what he had to say leading into the fight tonight. He says he's self-motivated and sober.
Well, I motivate myself. I have a lot of fights before, but only when I get drunk. So this time I wanna fight without alcohol involved in my body. I like the tense fighting. I just come to learn all those kind of fighting that you guys have, but I'll come here to fight to win, and I feel confident, feel comfortable, and whatever you got, just bring it on.
Tim, his smack talk started out pretty good, but those teeth were so heavy he couldn't finish off so strong.
And you know what? I'll take verbal punches at him, but he's a tough guy. I don't want to mess with him other than that.
I wouldn't want to punch him in that jaw, man. It might hurt your hand.
Here comes Travis White, a guy that surfaces every so often to take a fight at 6 feet, 215 pounds, and training at the Ultimate Combat Training Center.
He does kind of surface and disappear, doesn't he? He was way back in round 1 we saw Travis, and now he's still around.
Just looking at him, you'd say, yeah, he's a little out of shape, but he's the first to tell you he's been working hard.
Last time I got into the ring against Richard Trung, I got kicked low, didn't like it, had to come out and finish him off. For tonight's fight, I don't really know a whole lot about Tevita. From what I hear, he is Old Man Pua's nephew, so he might have a pretty good boxing background. But kickboxing and boxing are a little bit different, so if he can't bring any leg action, he's in trouble. I work out at and represent Ultimate Combat Training Center in Kearns, best gym in the world. I train under Travis Paxton, and we do a lot of sprints, bag work, sparring. We cover everything, I'm gonna beat Tevita just because, I'm in shape, I'm trained. I don't know if he's got too much of a kickboxing background, but that's how it is. My plan tonight is to either make him give up or knock him out.
Those are kind of the 2 ways you win fights around here, and
that's pretty much it there, Travis. Travis did have an easy one in his last fight. He doesn't expect to have quite as easy one here. You can see this Tevita kid. He's a pretty stacked kid.
Yes, he is, and Travis has given you something to watch for. Let's see how good Tevita is at using his feet as a kickboxer.
Oh, baby.
Might not need his feet with hands like that.
That was a big left hand he caught Travis White with right off the bat, and Travis was able to sustain it, which is a big step up from when he fought Paea.
And Tevita doesn't look like he needs those feet right now, but sometimes southpaws cause guys some grief, and Travis is down. I didn't see what happened, whether he took another low blow here or...
No, he was trying to find a hole in the mat and dig his way out of there because that Tevita kid hits hard.
Man, so we'll come back at it as they meet in the center of the ring, but I was about to say these southpaws sometimes get the better of fighters because they just don't have that much experience at defending the left hand.
I'm seeing it Tevita, though. He's really, really stiff, and guys like that run out of gas pretty quickly, so I would like to see if he's going to be able to sustain the energy he's showing so far.
Boy, and on Travis's side, if you're going to put that kick out there, you better snap it. Don't just hang it. And every time he gets it out there, you see Tevita either grabbing it or wiping it away.
And Travis is dropping his head, and he got caught with an uppercut that last time. But Travis landed a pretty good right hand of his own right there.
He hit him with the right hand, and then Tevita kind of held on for a minute, so Ethan steps in and separates them here. But good action early on in this fight, halfway through a first round.
Oh, you can see that left hand coming from left field, and Travis is having a hard time avoiding it. He's taken it, and he's gone down twice now as a result of that punch.
Ethan had to step in there because Tevita was about ready to unload another left hand while he was on his feet, which, of course, you got to wait for your guy to get up here. And Ethan asked Travis whether he's ready. He shakes his head, and we're back at it.
Well, you look to see another big left hand from Tevita, and He's got to set it up with his jab. If he set up with his jab, this fight might be over, but he's just a little too stiff on the outside there.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's got a left hand, but that's about all there is there. If he set it up and use a combination, he may have the better of Travis real quick here.
That was a big right foot, though. Travis landed on Tevita, and now he's back in that shelled-up position. It looks like he's going to escape this first round, but he got caught with a couple shots here in the first round, landed one kick of his own, but getting a little sloppy toward the end of the round.
Yeah, they just fall down, and Travis isn't happy with the way that round ended, but you'd have to give it if you're just looking at the shots taken and the fact that Travis was down on the mat a couple of times. You'd give that round to Tevita, wouldn't you?
Well, I'd give him a 10-8 round, actually, with the 2 knockdowns. You see here in your Crush Combat Cam, brought to you by Hot 94.9 The Blaze. There were several big left hands there, and Travis White went down as a result of a couple of them, and they were ruled knockdowns, so you have to give that round to Tevita.
Travis was upset, but you could see in the Crush Combat Cam when he threw that left hand, he did exactly what you said. He dropped his head, and he actually fell forward. There wasn't much involvement from his opponent in that action at all.
And the lovely Cammy bringing us into round number 2 here. Travis White wants to touch gloves, and Tevita didn't want to do so, and that seemed to maybe anger Travis a little bit. Now he's fighting like a man possessed.
Here he comes, and that left hand continued to be thrown by Tevita. They separate a little bit here, but engage in the center of the ring.
Travis has got to keep that head up, though. He's going to get hurt. If you keep dropping that head, you're going to take a shot. But now Travis seems to have much more energy, and Tevita seems to be almost out of gas here. He's leaning into Travis, and as a result, actually had to touch the mat there.
Taking some pretty good shots from Travis White. Travis actually pushing him up against the ropes so he could reload and throw a couple of more shots at him. And now Tevita getting a standing 8 from Ethan Andrews. I think he's going to come back to fight some more here.
I think that was a conditioning knockdown there, Tim. He just ran out of gas, and he was trying to lean on his opponent. His opponent moved, and he fell. And now he's getting really sloppy here. And Ethan's going to step in here. If Tevita's not able to show that he's going to be able to stand up on his own 2 feet, Ethan will probably be looking at stopping this thing here soon.
Yeah, that wasn't even from a punch from Travis White. He just lunged forward, and there he goes again down to one knee. Ethan's going to wave this off, and it was a good call on your part, Mike. You could tell early on in this fight that Tevita just didn't have any conditioning in him to go the distance.
Well, he lost his legs, and the legs are what keep you up. And when you run out of gas like that, you just don't get the blood to the legs there. You see here in your Crush Combat Cam, brought to you by City Weekly, where there was good action early on, but Tevita just lost his legs, and he started leaning into Travis White. And all Travis White had to be was like a bull fighter and just step out of the way and let him fall down.
Travis better be careful about pounding his chest. There might be another heavyweight out there watching, but the train gets back on track, at least for tonight. And we'll wait for, as we said before, Travis to resurface again somewhere down the trail.
Gotta watch out from pounding his breast. Travis White getting a little vengeance there and showing that was a fluke that first time. Well, when we come back, we got a little more of some fluky stuff. We got some street fighters doing their thing when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. Now, I've always felt to do this, you got to be a little bit crazy, but to do motocross, I think you got to be even crazier. Some of the crashes we see in there. We see a motocross guy coming in here and going to try his hand at MMA. Tyler Simpson going up against Josh Vanderveer. Check it out.
Back-to-back heavyweight matchups of NHB and Tyler Crash Simpson will be the first one out, ready for this one tonight.
I've not seen this kid before, but he's walking in with the Strickland boys, which tells you what, Tim?
That he's a tough one.
He's a tough one, and you just never know what to expect from these guys, but I expect to see that at least this kid's going to get in and mix it up.
He's from Springville, 6 feet tall, 215 pounds, coming in here as an independent, and you see some fans there in the background giving him a nice ovation as he steps in here today. Said he didn't get enough of a kick from motocross, so he decided to try fighting.
I just used to race dirt bikes, and it wasn't quite enough, so I thought I'd come see what I had in the ring. I've been doing the Whiskey Warrior, 7 shots, 1 shot here, other shot there. The Whiskey Warriors.
I thought Gideon Jarvis had a patent on that, but I guess he didn't break enough bones in motocross. He's going to come in here and see if he can break a few in the ring.
Well, he might do that tonight, taking on this Josh Vanderveer. This kid's a big one. 6'2", 200 pounds out of Park City, Utah. He loves to ground and pound.
Oh, we've seen him before, and I don't know if he's got so much ground, but he does like to pound. He likes to stand and trade, and he landed some pretty big shots the last time we saw him in the ring. Let's see if he can carry that tradition over.
He told us he's looking for a knockout. He doesn't care. First round, second round, third round, that's the way he sees this one going tonight.
That fight I came out, it's kind of like a switch. kind of lost my mind a little bit tonight. Expect to come out a lot calmer, show a little bit of form that I've been working on, and maybe show you some other stuff that I haven't shown you yet. Train 5 days a week, swimming, boxing bag, push-ups, running, anything you can think of, anything all day long. I move lumber all day, just try to push myself and try to get bigger every fight, every week, come out bigger. I'm sure Tyler's a great fighter, but I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna try to work what I can in the first round, but if I can't knock him out in the first, it'll be a second round knockout. Quote me on that one.
Says he might try some new tricks on us here tonight, though.
You can quote the prophet on that. He's fighting for the Lord.
He's got himself a mohawk haircut that always is an attractor for people that are sitting ringside.
And for people that go by the name Prophet.
Yes, indeed. And we get underway here, and he comes running with arms flailing for his opponent.
It's exactly what I told you. He throws those big punches, and he lands it, and this fight is over. Tim, these fights have not gone past the first 10 seconds of the first round tonight, but it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. The way these guys were swinging, somebody was going down.
When you throw that many, one's bound to land, and it did, and it landed early. And I'll tell you what, Tyler Simpson went down in a heap. But look at that.
But ding, you see here in your Crush Combat Cam, brought to you by Z24 Television, home of the ultimate combat experience, where that big right hand landed, and it was all over for Tyler Simpson.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Simpson might have been out before he hit the ground. There was just no response when he got down there, and he's still not out there. So Lonnie's going to raise the hand of the Prophet, Josh Vanderveer, who now will join us at the E-Center for the finals.
The Prophet moves on. Josh Vanderveer letting Tyler Simpson know, go back to motocross where it's safe. We're going to move into some real street fighters here now. David Munch and a guy that we like to call Tommy Gun Wagner. Check it out. Street fighter to cage fighter ×2, Johnny Ritchie. We got one of each in here tonight, and both of these guys deliver punches in rapid fashion.
Yeah, Mike, they're not afraid to step inside this thing and mix it up. We've seen Tommy Gunn step in here time and time again. Dave Munch, fairly new, but the kid wants to fight up. He wants to fight the toughest guys, and he said, hey, bring on Tommy Gunn. I want him.
Johnny, he is 6 feet tall, fighting the very much shorter Tommy Gunn. He's going to have a definite reach advantage tonight.
Shorter and more tattooed, Mike.
I was sick for a while. I signed up at a new gym, Absolute. It's a pretty good place. I picked up a few things. Haven't been training all that much. Tommy Gunn's a good fighter. He's pretty tough. I just don't think he has what it takes to submit me or win.
Right, Johnny. Well, he doesn't look like the meanest of sorts, does he?
He doesn't, but he surprised us in the past. Remember, Mike, we were kind of teasing him a little bit before, and he stepped in there, and man, it's like he turned on a switch and just didn't stop.
Tommy Gunn maybe exaggerating a little bit here, claiming 5'6". He's
Come on,
like
Tommy.
5 foot.
We're about the same height, bud. 5'4". Who are you kidding?
But he does definitely have the tattoo advantage, Johnny.
Maybe a little bit of stand-up, mostly ground, just because of the reach advantage he's got on me. Then again, who knows? I might just go in there and I might get knocked out the first punch. Well, just because he's only had 2 fights. He don't really know what this is all about yet. He's a street fighter. I was a street fighter once, and I've lost plenty of fights, so I know what it's all about. But the losing streak's over.
You were a street fighter once.
Absolutely, yeah, stepping into this thing. I mean, one thing about being a street fighter is, Mike, is punches are going to come. You don't ever really get to see submission or jiu-jitsu, but Tommy Gunn, the kid gets in here, Mike, and he's confident, and that's what I'm seeing in this.
Both these guys have a lot of confidence. I never did that street fighting. I was always afraid.
You're so full of crap, Mike.
I was afraid. I'm little.
You were little.
Wow, big knee there, and wow. Johnny, didn't Tommy Gunn Wagner say he might get knocked out in the first punch?
He is out. He did say that. Wow. He said he might be lucky to get in here and get a knockout.
Well, don't ever curse yourself like that, because Uber Ninja from hell just sent you packing with the big knee stunned him, and then look at that big right hand. Sent him to the canvas, Johnny.
Boom, sent him to the canvas. Tommy Gunn doesn't even know he was out, Mike. He woke up wondering what the heck was going on. Well, buddy, you just got KO'd.
You can't tell from the look on Uber Ninja's face whether he's happy, mad, sad. He looks the same all the time. Wow, big punch tonight, though. That just goes to show you can never judge a book by its cover, man. That Munch kid was tough, and Tommy Gunn wasn't the only guy he knocked out. When we come back, well, you got to take the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we're going to see a little bit of the ugly. welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. Now, as promised before the break, we got a little bit of ugliness that goes on in the cage sometimes, but we had a guy that just made ugly look so pretty. Big J Justin Wright going up against Glenn Sickler. You'll see what I mean.
Well, we've had a lot of middleweights in this NHB division. It's been that way for the last couple of rounds, and this is the guy that's pretty much been the one everybody's shooting for. And he comes in tonight with some makeup on, a little bit of an attitude here from Big J.
Tim, I'm not really sure what's going on here, man. He's got running mascara and a bad hairdo. I'm just not sure what Big J's trying to say.
He said before the fight that he was just looking to have a little fun here tonight, bring a little levity in because he's been so serious the last little while. But Mama's going to have to wash that shirt because I'm sure half of that makeup came off on the t-shirt. 6 foot 1 inches tall, 175 pounds. He's my neighbor in West Jordan. And look at that record, 7 wins and 1 loss. But here's a tough kid. His opponent tonight, Glenn Sickler.
I was most impressed with the fact that Big J could chew gum and throw punches at the same time. That was pretty impressive. But Glenn Sickler is all business. He's not coming in and mess around tonight. He's coming in here with his game face, and he's ready to rock and roll. He wants to be in the finals. He wants the championship this round.
Well, we were talking about the height and reach advantage given for Adam Wrighting over John Lehman. The same's true in this one because Justin's much taller, got a longer reach than his opponent Glenn Sickler, but this guy's like a fire plug. He's all business when he gets in here at 5'6" and 169 pounds. He's undefeated, by the way, in 2 other appearances at Ultimate Combat.
Yeah, but it's a little bit reminiscent of Will Tam, if you remember, Tim, when Will Tam went up against Big J. Will Tam was the technically Big J's superior. He was a much stronger, much more experienced fighter. Tried to go up underneath that kid and just kept getting caught on his way in. We'll see how it works out tonight.
And no doubt, Sickler's going to want to take him down. Justin's going to want to do it right from where he's at right now, throwing that big left hand.
Ooh, just throwing it in there, just barely missing right there, right off the chin of Glenn Sickler. And Glenn Sickler wants to stand and trade with this kid.
Boy, as soon as he turned his back on Justin, Justin saw an opportunity and landed 2 shots.
He's in trouble. Sickler is hurt.
Sickler's already dinged, and Justin jumps right in there. I don't know what Ethan's backing him off for.
Ethan's backing him off because he was hitting him while he was standing. He's got to go down on one knee before he strikes again, and Ethan's going to warn him here. I'm not sure if he's going to take points away or not, but we're going to get back underway here, and Glenn Sickler looks like he's still a little wobbly in the knees.
He is. And there's a left hand that's going to end it right there. Justin starts to go down to throw another right hand, and Ethan is quick to get in the middle, but oh, man, did he walk right into a left hand. I was about to say that stoppage, that warning from Ethan may have helped Sickler regain his consciousness a little, but man.
And then he walked right into a big left hand, and that was the end of things. And I don't think Glenn Sickler's going to get up for a little bit here.
So think about this. Justin Wright moves on to the finals to take on Lucky J. It'll be Big J and Lucky J in the finals of Ultimate Combat.
It's either Justin Wright or his alter ego. I'm not sure who his new wrestling name is.
His evil twin.
Senior Crush Combat Cam brought to you by Mountain High Motorsports. That big punch that sent Glenn Sickler to the ground for good.
And there it is right there. Bam!
And again, that's the ugliest punch I've ever seen, but it lands and it's effective.
He's lucky he didn't get an injury to that left leg the way he went down, and it didn't take long. Justin Wright's got himself another date for the finals. Coming up at the East Center, the Ultimate Combat Experience. Congratulations.
I don't know how Big J ever won a fight with that ugly left hand, but man, he was so effective with it. We're going to take a look at Richard Urias and Jared Hatch next. Those were very interesting observations by Phil Henderson, leading us into this one. Not a whole lot interesting about this in terms of interest, but Jared Hatch, Chow Talk, I'm just telling you, he's going to come out and bang like they do it on the streets in Orem.
Absolutely. He's got his top knot, and he looks ready to go.
All right, 5'9", 205 pounds, and it's been a long time coming to get this kid in the cage, but he's got a pretty tough opponent. Mr. Me Too, Richard Urias. This kid stops by the gym and gets recruited into fights. It's not the first time it's happened to him. 6'1", 195 pounds. Good-looking prospect.
Absolutely, and if any indication is present right now, is that this is going to be a great fight.
This is going to be an interesting fight, so I hear. It's going to be a very well-matched fight. I tell you, both these guys, similar styles, and that is swinging for the fences, both of them. Here we go.
All right, well, Jared Hatch looks really excited to get in the cage.
Jared Hatch taking him down, and that is not what I expected out of Jared Hatch, and maybe that's why he did it. He was expecting to stand and trade. Everybody was expecting to stand and trade. He is throwing some big leather onto Richard Urias.
Absolutely, and turning him over with a guillotine roll. Now taking his back for a moment. Wow, it's looking pretty good, actually, for Jared Hatch.
Looking really good for Jared Hatch, and not so good for Richard Urias. He's getting just pummeled underneath there, and he'd really kind of seemed to get caught off guard by Jared Hatch.
He's taking some vicious shots. I'm telling you, Jared Hatch can really punch. I'm surprised that Richard has taken these. I tell you, most people would have already been out cold from some of these hits.
Yeah, he's got a good chin. We've already seen that in his past fight, but he's really proving it tonight because he's landing some shots. We've mentioned this in an earlier fight, though. Those shots are hard to come back from. Even though you're still standing, you're still in the fight, they're just hard to get the cobwebs out.
Absolutely, and you can see welts developing on his side from where he took those side shots. These are not soft hits he's taking.
There was some street action right there, the old double-handed bring it on wave from Jared Hatch, and it looks like he's just physically outmatching Richard Urias here. He's a strong kid. We know that his brother's super strong, and Jared Hatch is showing that he's no different.
Absolutely. You know, Richard Urias in a very bad position, taking some disturbing punishment, the kind that might make you want to put your shoes on the wrong feet for a week.
Here you go with the street, bring it back on once again, and he's going to wind up and do it again. It looks like it's Jared Hatch.
To keep him away for a moment.
Oh, man, that left hand right there, I think is going to finish it right there. Lonnie Foster stepping in and says, no more. I've seen enough. Wow, what a very impressive first-time visit to the cage here for Jared Hatch.
What a coming out party. That's the kind of debut anybody would ask for.
Well, and they got their two hotties there with them. That one with child, I understand. Jerome Hatch's wife there, and they're expecting a child coming up here pretty soon. They're excited about that. And Jared Chow Top Hatch, though, he's doing his business in the cage tonight.
Yeah, well, I think he's excited with his first win. I bet you we'll see him in a few weeks.
That was our first look at Jared Hatch inside the cage. We saw a lot of him around the cage when his brother Jerome was fighting. Both those guys made a huge impact in the UCE. But when we come back, we're going to take a look at a guy that made an even bigger impact. His head is this big. When we come back, you'll see Sal Sanchez. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. We had a lot of fun bringing you the knockouts tonight, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. But now we're going to take a look at a couple guys that actually train in the same gym. One of them really needs no introduction. Sal Sanchez going up against Mika Kofe. Check it out.
They are super heavyweights, and Salvador Sanchez has proven he's just plain super. He's one of the only guys, if not the only guys, to ever hold the belt in both kickboxing and no holds barred.
And he's got the biggest head on our show.
That too. He is 5'10", 235 pounds. I thought he weighed a little more than that.
That 235 is a little light. That might have been a typo. Salvador weighs about 260, I'd say.
Yeah, he comes in here tonight as always.
235.
All by itself. He's predicting a quick end to this one, just like last time.
You could probably expect the same thing you seen last time. 40-second match or something like that. Yeah, I've been training with the best of the best, drinking mad beer, mad whiskey, watching some Monday Night Football. Mad beer and whiskey has a lot to do with the training for this fight. Yeah, once again, I'll be on top because the whiskey gives me power. Yeah. I don't know. You just train, and then everything takes care of itself, I guess.
What a jackass.
Anytime we come out of comments by Sanchez, I always feel like we need to say, please, don't try this at home. All right, he's taking on a mountain of a man tonight, Mika Kofe, 6'2", 280 pounds.
I love me some Salvador, but he's got his hands full tonight. He's fighting this kid. This kid is a monster, and, you know, as we've been told, he's got some Jiu Jitsu background, training out with the Pedro Sauer camp down there just a little bit, so this should be the toughest test for Salvador today.
He told us that Big just happens to run in the Kofe family.
What motivated me is just sport. I just full contact. I just love full contact. What I do to keep in shape, I just work out, you know, lift weights. I'm big. My uncles are big. I just come from a big family. I think I'm maybe going to win. Gives me a little edges. I mean, he's boxing, boxing, kickboxing, a little grappling. So we'll just see how it ends up.
Hey, these guys, the Kofe guys, they're as nice as they are big, too. I see them over at the gym in the morning at the Excel Spa working out, and they always come up, real friendly guys. But, boy, they're not friendly in the ring. These guys are going to get after it. And both, again, Tim, I'm looking forward to this fight because both these guys seem to know what they're doing.
Look how little Sanchez looks next to Kofe, and Sanchez is no small man.
Little except his head.
And the speed of his hands is very deceiving of Sanchez, I'll tell you that. But look at Kofe coming right back at him.
Well, Salvador's got a mean uppercut. And he's also got good defense. He moves his... Oh, baby! Kofe, this fight's over, Tim. This fight is over.
Two good right hands. Lonnie saw it coming, and Salvador Sanchez, of course, we call him Killer. He better be careful. He's going to hurt himself.
He had too much whiskey before the fight, apparently. But, you know, Salvador Sanchez, for a big guy, moves his head phenomenally well. You see here in your Crush Combat Cam, brought to you by SellJunk.com, where he was able to just avoid those big shots, and then he landed the big right hand that sent Kofe to the canvas.
Here it comes. Bang! Right there, and he follows it with another one on the way down. And you saw as Salvador jumped up on those ropes, something got thrown from the corner of Kofe. Don't know what happened there, but Killer Sanchez has got himself another victory. He predicted it to be quick, and it was here tonight.
Well, you know, again, Sanchez is showing he's the class of the super heavyweight division, and that was a tough kid he just beat. I've always considered myself somewhat of a Cupid of sorts. We make matches here, and Sal Sanchez and Mika Kofe, now they're training partners. Who knew? All you got to do is knock somebody out, become the best of friends. Well, we're just getting started once again. We've done 9 episodes of knockouts, and we could probably do 90 more. Tony's still sifting through all that footage, and we're going to bring it together week 10 of KO Nation here at the Ultimate Combat Experience next week. Please join us next week. I'm Mike Stidham. We'll see you next week. In a heavyweight kickboxing matchup, we got a couple of tough guys. I know how to say his first name.
He does hit hard, Mike, and he's fighting a guy that I think can maybe take a hard punch. He fought Paea Lapale. He's fought some pretty tough guys. Last guy he fought, I
saw the replay, Johnny. He missed.
It was the phantom punch, but I tell you what.
Travis fell down from the wind from one of Paea's punches.
But Travis is a tough kid. That's not taking anything away from him. He's here tonight.
It's called the go home early, get a beer move.
And I think he did that. But tonight he's saying, hey, I'm going to step in there and I'm going to be the new kickboxing heavyweight champion.
Oh, here we go. It's heavyweight kickboxing. Check it out. I'm not even going to try to say his last name. He's a tough kid, though. I've seen him in the gym, and he hits hard.
He trains at your gym, and he's tough.
I taught him that move, too.
Yeah, Mike taught him that move.
Welcome to this edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. I'm Mike Stidham, and we continue to bring you the greatest knockouts of years gone by in the Ultimate Combat Experience. This is episode 9 of our KO specials, and we got some special ones in store for you tonight. Big J did his thing, and you guys have got to remember him. He was the most awkward fighter you ever saw, but he found a way to knock people out. But later in the program, we're going to see the Island Warrior, and then your main event, Salvador Sanchez does his thing in the heavyweight division. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience, KO edition, coming right at you. Started with the little guys, and Ty Burke is going to go up against the guy. Well, you might not know who he is, but you know his brother, Josh Burkman's little brother, Alex Burkman, the little teeny tiny guys. Check it out. That was great when the UFC vets stopped by to the Ultimate Combat Experience, Johnny Ritchie, and they've not been in any short supply lately. And, well, let's talk a little bit about Ty Burke first here. He's facing a kid that's got a UFC vet in his corner.
Yeah, Mike, Slick is his nickname, Mike, because they said this kid, well, he's slippery. You put him in a position, he'll slip right out of it, and he'll capitalize on your mistakes.
And his hair is slick.
Slippery.
I just heard it was coming to town, thought I'd try it out, see where I'm at. Just fighting on the streets, just throw them up, chuck them up, pretty much. Let's get it on.
I always love doing those little 135-pounders getting a lot of street fights. I wonder who they fight.
I was wondering the same thing, Mike. Not sure. Maybe guys like Alexis.
This is the little warrior, Alexis Burkman, at 5 foot 326 pounds. He's the little warrior.
I'm just a street fighter. You're gonna see me come out, throw some punches, and it's gonna be over quick. It's exciting. I mean, I'm a Burkman, so it's always excitement when you hear this last name in the ring. I'm not sure exactly why I'm gonna win. We're both here to swing, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, you're carrying the name in the ring, but you're also carrying the Burkman curse into the ring.
Yes.
No Burkman has won their first fight ever.
Ever, Mike, ever. But what happens when they come back and fight again? They seem to prevail.
Well, I tell you, Alexis Burkman said he don't even worry about that. He's going to win tonight and break that curse here for the Burkman name.
Yeah, Mike, but Slick has quite a reach on this kid, Mike. Quite the reach.
Absolutely, right there, though. Burkman is fighting like a street fighter, though. He's touching his head. And, well, he fell down like a street fighter,
well,
too.
Mike, he ate a nice uppercut there. I think he thinks the fight is still going, but Ty Slick Burke, man, lands the big shot and gets the win.
That was a very nice shot. You saw old Burkman just throwing some haymakers, and Ty Slick Burke kind of stepped back and threw a nice short uppercut, as you mentioned, and gets the crowd out here in Tooele. They're feeling pretty good about things.
Oh, Mike, it is the thrill in Tooele, you know, and once again, the crowd's here, the people are pumped up. Ty Slick comes out and gets himself a first victory inside the cage.
And it looks slick. As has been tradition in the Ultimate Combat Experience, the Burkman brothers, they always lose their first fight here in the UC, and Alex Burkman is no exception to that. We're going to move on now to the Bourbon Commando going up against a traditional martial artist. Johnny Ritchie, Josh Creel reminds me a little bit of my wife, you know. Yeah, I'll wrestle you. No, I don't want to wrestle you. Yeah, can't make up her mind. But he's back and he wants to fight tonight.
He's going to be fighting Nicholas Culbertson, and you're right, Mike. These guys really, do they plan out what they're going to say, their strategy? What are they doing?
You know, I'm not really sure, but Nicholas Culbertson says he drinks too much, so he really can't lose. Even if he does lose, he's 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, and goes by the nickname of the Bourbon Commando.
I think you should train with Kane Blackhawk and that whole crew of weird outside doors,
you gotta
whatever.
Stick a rusty nail in your shin.
Last time the guy got a little lucky. He got me with a hook. I started seeing pictures for a minute, and then he slipped on that chokehold. And this time, maybe I picked up a few things, but I don't know. I've been screwing around a lot, so let's see. I work out a few times a week, and I drink too much. That's about it. I'm gonna win because I guess I don't have anything to lose.
Well, it looks like Nicholas Culbertson has a rusty nail in his lip there.
You've got nothing to lose but your teeth, maybe a black... I mean, there's things to lose when you step inside the ropes. I don't know if these guys know that.
Well, you know, he is going up against Josh Creel, and he goes by the nickname of Bone Crusher, but I'm not really sure of any bones he's going to crush. One thing I really like about Josh, though, is he really pays a lot of attention in his pre-fight preparation.
As we're about to see right here, I imagine, right? Well, let's check it out.
Oh, I got tired and didn't hit him, so I'm going to hit him and I'm not going to get tired. I run around the neighborhood to find a job and, punch the air and practice a kata outside and in the cold air and get all wore out and fall down and breathe real hard and then get up and do it again. Well, I'm just going to swing, and if I hit him, then he's going to go down.
It's the strategizing that he puts emphasis on. Boy, they must have spent hours and hours and hours of developing that strategy for this big fight here tonight.
And the training. I mean, how many guys run around and try to find a job?
Well, you got to punch the air.
And you pack the takata outside in the snow or whatever.
Here we go. Both these guys donning the karate pants, but they're both in NHB. We're going to have 3 3-minute rounds here. Although I don't think we're going to see 3 3-minute rounds. I have a funny feeling.
Hey, last time Creel just stopped, and you never know. It could be.
Whoa, baby!
Someone got. Hey, what's going on?
The Bourbon Commando just ate leather, and I'm not sure
he has been drinking too much, Mike. He has been drinking too much.
We're done.
It's over.
Johnny, we're done. And Ethan, with an emphatic, exciting wave off, says, I have seen enough. This fight's 10 seconds long, and I've already seen enough. You see here in Crush Combat Camp, brought to you by the American Bush, where one punch, that's all it takes sometimes.
And Creel is pumped up, man. Running around, finding a job, doing the kata in the snow.
You're going to see a
really
much happier guy running around the neighborhood this week.
Hopefully he finds a job.
Score 1 for the traditional martial artist, Josh Creel, getting his thing done against the Bourbon Commando. Now, we're going to take a look at a guy named, allegedly named Kevin Johnson. He was a cop, and I guess we can let the cat out of the bag now. That's not his real name. He was operating under an assumed name. Check it out.
Got some great fights coming up on your semifinal night of Ultimate Combat, and I don't know about the ground, but this is definitely going to be one that pounds, Mike.
Hey, this Kevin Johnson, he's a mystery man. He doesn't like people seeing his face. I don't know, maybe he's running from the law. Who
He
knows?
does realize the show's on TV, right?
No, but he comes out here. Once he gets into the ring, man, he is a formidable opponent for these guys, and you'll remember his face once you see him inside the ropes.
5'10", 190, comes from American Fork, and lists himself as a street fighter as he climbs through the ropes here tonight. KJ getting things ready. Want you to know he's a nice guy, but once he steps in the ring, he is 100% mean.
Last week's fight, I wanted to give 100%. I gave 100% and lucked out, come out with the win. Harold was a tough fight, good opponent, and I expect the same this week. I'm going to give 100% on Jason. Yeah, I'm a pretty nice guy, I guess, for the most part. But yeah, I had a good crowd. I'm sure there'll be a bunch more coming out again today, and that's pretty cool. Strength ain't going to win, and it's in the head, and I'm going to give him 100%, and I want the win worse than I did last week, so I'm going to give him everything I got.
It's kind of a testament to what a nice guy this guy is. He mentioned his crowd. He brings a real big following with him, and they're very vocal, so it's nice to have that support. But so does Jason Saville. He's got a big crowd that follows him as well.
Yeah, old Cadillac Saville getting ready to come in here at 5'9", 194 pounds from Sandy. He, too, lists himself as a street fighter, and you said it. Both of these guys in good physical shape, and this really ought to be a battle. I don't understand his strategy for tonight. He says he's got a new one. He's going to let his opponent hit him with his own hand. You figure it out.
Okay.
I met with some karate guy. I don't know. He shouldn't have been in the ring. It was just a bad thing. Tonight, I don't know. The thing I want to do, I want to hit him with his own hand. That's what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to try to do. If I win or lose, it doesn't matter. I'm going to hit him with his own hand. Just lifting weights, running, punching a bag. That's all I'm doing. Just weights, running, and bag all the time. I'm just mean. I'm going to go after him. I'm going to pound him. Just going to pound him as hard as I can.
All right, now you're the mixed martial arts expert. You tell me, what does that mean? I'm going to let him hit him with his own hand.
Tim, I don't understand. I gave up trying to understand these guys a while ago.
All right, well, then I don't feel so bad. Round one coming up of this one, 3 3-minute rounds, and Ethan Andrews gets us started here.
As you mentioned, these guys are both in great shape, and we've seen both these guys can throw some heavy punches as well.
Yeah, and one of those punches already lands square to the nose of Kevin Johnson, but didn't seem to phase him, but that one does phase Jason Saville.
Kevin Johnson took a big shot, but then he landed a big shot. I think his fight's
needs to
over,
step
boy.
in here, boy, and Ethan just tackles Kevin Johnson. It was not one punch, it was a series of punches that send Jason Saville down early.
Wow, Saville does not know where he's at right now because Kevin Johnson, once he smelled blood, boy, he went for it. You see in your Crush Combat Cam, brought to you by SellJunk.com. The big right hand that Saville landed didn't really phase Johnson. When Johnson landed the right hand, boy, he sent Saville to the canvas.
Boy, it looks even more impressive in slow motion, and then Johnson went in for the kill, and whoa, here comes Ethan Andrews. Get a little wrestling of his own in here. Kevin Johnson with a quick victory and a quick trip to the E-Center.
And Saville is still saying... Kevin Johnson's one of those cops you don't want to get pulled over by, that's for sure. When we come back, we're going to take a look at some Polynesian kickboxing when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. As promised, we're going to take a look at some kickboxing, Polynesian style. We're going to get things started here with the Island Warrior going up against the Train in what many have said was a phantom punch. Check it out.